Now, forgotten vehicles. A lot of you, if you've, joined GTA recently in the past 3, 4, 5 years, some of you might not even know the vehicles on these lists. Or some of you, just never thought of buying that vehicle because you've never seen it on the road before. Hopefully today I can shed some light on these cars. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video. Now, the best year GTS. I think we all remember this car because of how unique it is. But it's forgotten, and I don't think it should be. Now, listening to the sound of the car, it's got the mixture of a sound from, Turismo and the Carbonizer. It's got a very nice, supercar sound. This is more of a Grand Tourer, so it is a comfy supercar, but it's in sports class. Now, this car does have like supercar handling, but it's got the sports kind of speed. So it's not fast, but it does have the supercar kind of handling where... Nice, Hella. Good way to explain the car. And it doesn't understeer at all, but it's not the fastest of speeds. And I put it on this list because how many GT cars are in the game? There's hardly, I don't think there is another car. Correct me if I'm wrong, please write in the comments proving me wrong, but I don't think there is, and this is a very unique car and should not be forgotten. Now, the Fugitive. Now, I must admit, it wasn't really popular in the first place that, it should be forgotten. But this car is amazing. I think it's underrated is the better term for this one. And it's just the fact that this has such wide arches. And the fitment is actually quite nice. The fact that you can see the tyre from the front of the car. And it's not a bad looking car as well. Now, I think the best aspect of this car is, you can probably hear it, the sound. Now, of course, it isn't the fastest thing, but it is very slow. It is a pedestrian type vehicle, but it's definitely something that shouldn't be overlooked. And it costs nothing. I don't even know how much it costs. It's free. It's free off the streets. You can pick this up. You can get it for free, and you can pretty much guarantee that no one else on GTA Online is driving this around. And probably if you do drive it around, someone's gonna think it's a pedestrian car, but it doesn't matter what other people think. You probably could have millions, but, be driving this around. And I just think it's got a cool aspect to it. Right, the Chameleon. Now, you guys could definitely not say that you're actively using this. I'll be very surprised if someone's actually still using this car. And to be honest, I think it's quite a cool car. It's weird. Okay, it's weird it has an exhaust. Like, why does an electric car have an exhaust? But the cool thing is about it, it has a solar panel sunroof. It's rear wheel drive. A lot of the new ones, only this and the Voltic are rear wheel drive. And once you lower it, this thing can do, it can actually slide a bit, which is weird because it's got one single gear, and it's got a lot of low down torque. Now it is pretty heavy, so if I was to try and turn this corner, it would my car would move with the mass there. But yeah, it is definitely made, less relevant because all the new electric cars are faster. I think the Neon looks better too. And they're so much faster and so much more effective. Now, the Rapid GT. I just think look at the fitment at the back. So nice, where the tire tucks under, but the rim comes slightly out. And yeah, it's just a great looking car. And I think this is one of my favorite on the list because it actually is my favorite drift car. Now, I've not drifted in a while, so you'll have to excuse my terrible drifting here. But yeah, this is just me hopping back into the car after so long. And it's just, an amazing double clutching car. Now, if you don't know how to dump the clutch, or wrongly said double clutch, then you should probably learn just for this car. Obviously, I've got a bit more practicing to do. I did do a compilation. I will link that in the description if you do want to see me drift this when I actually practice. But yeah. And at 132k, how can you go wrong? Like, it's a lot of these cars on this list are really cheap, and you can't go wrong in buying them, especially when something's as fun as this car. Something that drifts as long as this car. You've got the Banshee 900R, which is the only other example of a really good long drifting car, and the Banshee 900R is not cheap. So the Rapid GT is something that shouldn't be overlooked. Now, the Lurcher. Now, I know why this is forgotten, because, you know, it only comes around on Halloween, and those few days on Halloween are the only times you can actually purchase this vehicle. Now, people forget about it because, you know, they don't either have it or they just don't look for it when it releases on Halloween. Now, the cool feature about this is, you know, never mind it being a muscle car and a hearse, you know, it is the Buccaneer, and then it's a hearse version, which is so cool, and it's so long. And it's just fun to oversteer with this. And yeah, it's got not a lot of power, but it's got enough power to just spin you out. I'm going to try that without spinning out. And yeah, it just makes for a very nice drift vehicle. But you have to remember that this is very long. So you are prone to hitting stuff when you start drifting. And it takes up a lot of the road when you do. And yeah, as you can probably tell, you've got a zombie in the back, and it's the zombie mask that you can actually wear in GTA. So it's pretty cool when you know, you're kitted out, you're wearing. This is quite fast. I didn't even realize it was this fast. I'm doing 120, but yeah, you can wear the zombie mask, and you can also see the zombie in the back, which his hand like twitches around and moves, as you saw while I crashed there. But yeah, this is such a cool car, so much character, so different to look at, and quite fast, drifts. It's just you need to be reminded to actually get it on Halloween. And yeah, you can actually open the vehicle doors as well. And the back part is the funniest because you've got access to like looking at the zombie. And then when you leave it open, look how long this thing is. It's like nearly longer than a bus. Actually, I don't even know if you put it beside a bus if it does. And it's nice to kind of like do these drift tasks if it didn't close. Do a drift task where you try and like drift and hit the door off. Now come on, look how nice that looks. I still think the Ferrari GT looks amazing, and I did put this in my last Forgotten Vehicles video, and I said in the video, you know, the Prior does it in every way, looks better, and it's faster. It definitely is faster and has more power, but I take it back when I said that the Prior looks better. I love the way this looks and the way the back is. It's so unique. No car shares similar headlights, similar rear lights, not even like similar angles. And yeah, it's just so amazing. It's got a lot of torque. It is still fast, even though the Prior is way faster, but it's not as expensive as the Prior. 448,000. It's, you know, very cheap. And I think it's, you know, time to bring this car back, because you'd never see it, and it should be as popular as the Prior. Yeah, it's unfortunate that Prior beats it in speed and stuff, but we don't normally just drive cars around just for speed nowadays. We drive them around because we like to drive them around, and this sounds great. It does, I would say it does have a bit of understeer, so if I was trying to turn this corner, it definitely, you know, if I wasn't to oversteer there, it would have understeered into that pole, which, yeah, is a bit of a downside, but still very nice car to drive, and definitely one of the up there cars in terms of dumping the clutch. Like it dumps the clutch really great. The speed is there, and it's just very satisfying to do so. If you dump the clutch a lot in this car, you will beat a lot of cars, you know, around the city. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy that. Hopefully, you know, there's some cars that you might just buy now because you've seen on this video. Relatively, most of them were cheap, so, you know, you're not going to lose out if you do purchase any of them. But let me know what you think is the most forgotten vehicle, what people have forgot, what people don't use anymore, and then I'll probably put it in another video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one.